Hey guys, I'm going to do my next tutorial. This here is going to be on the 378 cab and hood alignment that a lot of guys have issues with, and there's some techniques and probably little tricks, I guess you could say, with working with this particular cab and hood. That could also be used for any style conventional model kit out there. But I'm going to get right into this. This is my customer cab that I'm working on. This is the 378. It has been assembled, and of course you can see that it's already been painted. All that work's done. This cab is very square. I always check on a flat surface when I put these cabs together and make sure that this cab sets totally down flat right off the bat. That is one of the first things that I do after assembling this cab. While the glue is still a little tacky, I can move things around and twist it and basically get it where I want it to go. Now, after that is done and your cab is glued together, you want to start fitting your hood. Now, this is also the customer hood, and I'm going to put these two together to show you how they line up in relation to each other. And I'll hold it up here closer where you can get an idea. A lot of you guys are having a problem with that corner right there on the hood lining up with the cab. Now, as you can see, I'm just holding this together, and there is no gaps and no misalignment in this hood and cab assembly. This hood has been modified to a certain extent. Now, another thing that I will show here that normally I do not show is underneath of this. Even though the outside is painted, you can see that there is no hood bracing under this. The only thing that has been glued to it is the pivot pins, and in fact the injector pin marks aren't even finished. I will be putting bracing underneath of this, and yes, the injector pin marks will be taken care of when I do all my detail painting underneath. But this is just to go to show that you do not need anything underneath of this hood added to it to make this line up. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set that hood to the side, and I will get the hood the way that it comes in the kit. Now, I'm sure a lot of you that are very familiar with this kit. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off the parts tree, and we'll show you some of the problem areas that this hood has from being cut directly from the tree. As in the other video, I'm not going to do any flash cleanup or any injector pin marks. We're just doing a tutorial on how to make this hood line up. Now, you can see that I've cut the hood loose from the parts tree, and I'll try to hold this up there and kind of point out. It's going to be hard to see on my camera. I need to get a better camera, but this will have to do for now. The back edge of this hood across here actually dips down. That is going to be one problem for how well this lines up with your cab. The other problem is this, the driver's side of the back of the hood is 90% of the time is straight right out of the kit. The problem with the lineup is the right side of the hood. It's this vertical edge here and up onto this corner. Now I'm going to take this hood and we're going to line it up with Jason's cab, and I will show you the gap that a lot of people are having the problems with. Now, I'm not sure if this camera is going to pick this up. Yeah, that's pretty good there. You can clearly see the gap at the corner of that hood to the cowl. Now on the driver's side, we do not have that step. It's not lined up perfect, but it's close. Okay, so if you have assembled your cab and it is square, you do not want to go any further with assembling your model kit, because what you're going to end up with is when you get all of this painted and you go to assemble this onto the frame and set the cab onto its mounts, you're going to find out that none of this will line up. Getting this twist out of this hood is actually very easy. The first thing that I do is check it for across the top right here. It is bowed down here. What you want to do is grab a hold of this hood at the back and basically just kind of like we did on the frame rails, you want to tweak the plastic from one side of the hood to the other very lightly. You don't want to get too aggressive with it. A little bit of pressure is all it needs, and just kind of work that. Now what you're going to do there is you will create the roundness back in the back of the hood. Now you may have to do this several times to get it exactly right. Sometimes you can do it the first time and it's fine. Now as you can see, we still have that pesky little gap at the cowl. Let me get here a little bit closer. There we go. It's sticking up a little bit above the cowl, which we know we do not want. But for the main part, the next step that I do is to take the hood and put it onto a flat surface just like this and let it sit. And you want to look underneath of the edges of the hood to make sure that it is square at the rear. If it's sticking up on one side or sticking up on this side, you want to get that twist out of it. To get that twist out, you grab the hood in this fashion right here and basically just slightly tweak this hood this way, and it will make the hood lay flat on your table. That is what you're looking for. As far as this corner here on the right side not lining up, a simple trick to this is to take your X-Acto knife, and you want to very carefully come in here, and I usually do this all the way around the back of the hood, and I want to take just a little bit of material off of the inside of the hood. You don't want to touch anything out here. You want to make sure that you're actually taking like a wedge cut off of the back of the hood, and you want to concentrate it across the top and roughly about 1/4 of an inch down the vertical side of the hood. And you also want to concentrate that slight relief cut right back here in these corners. Very carefully just kind of scratch away at the plastic. Same thing on this side. Just carefully scratch away at the plastic. This is not hard. Anybody can do this. A little bit of practice and you will be an ace at it in no time. Now I have been using the front side of my number 11 blade. When I'm doing this type of work, after I've got this carved down to pretty much where I think it's going to work, I will take the back side of this blade and push it away from me in a very light manner. What this is going to do is it gets a lot of the ups and downs out of your relief cut that you have made without taking a lot of material off. And you will see that it will clean up your actually your wedge cut that you're making, it will clean it up very nicely. It will actually clean it up so well that you do not need to even sand this. Okay, so that's what we have now. Now, if you look here on the table, you can see that this is the amount of material that I've taken out of the back of this hood. Okay, I'm going to check this onto Jason's cab and see if we are any closer. Now, as you see, there is not a gap or a misalignment in that hood whatsoever. That is how easy this is to fix. It is a common problem that I see a lot, and I have tried to explain it in words by replying to posts on the forum, and I'm not sure what's happening, but it doesn't seem like my message is getting across there. So that is another reason for doing these tutorials. And as you can see, that is all I've done to this hood, and it now lines up perfect with the cab. Now this alignment may change a little bit as you apply paint. You have to be careful of that, and you have to keep checking this hood to cab fit with each successive layer of paint that you put on. And from time to time, you may have to go back in and tweak this just a little bit more as your build stages go along, and just make sure that this thing stays lined up. And another point, let me show you another little trick of mine here. When you are fitting this cab and hood together, try not to do your fitting by grabbing the hood like this, because what happens is this hood flexes very easily. You want to grab the hood just like this in the center, and when you sit it into place, it gives you an actual idea of where that hood is going to sit. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to do a second part of this video, which will be the mounting of this hood to your frame, and also the modifications that need to be done to this particular kit to line the cab up on the cab mounts, and to get everything to line up just like this when the model is assembled. So I'm going to work on that here next, and it may be a couple of days before I get that one all wrapped up. But hopefully this gives you an easier way to address this problem area that these kits have. And you know, that's about as easy as I can make it. You know, I do this on every one of these, and if you follow this procedure, it is going to work for you. So like I say, I'm going to work on the next video, which will be the second part of this process here. And in the meantime, if you have one of these cabs and hoods, definitely watch the video and give this a try. And I can almost guarantee you that you will not have any problems anymore with these two components at this stage right here. So I thank you for watching. I hope the video wasn't too long. If any of my videos tend to be a little bit too long, just please shoot me a PM, let me know, and I will see if I can cut them down a little bit. But I definitely like to get all the information that I can when I'm doing this, and all the ins and outs of things, because I'm not a person who likes to give false information. So like I say, hopefully this helps, and I'm hoping that you will learn something from this and put it to use in your future projects. And definitely stay tuned for part 2 of this video, and we will see you in a couple of days. Thanks for watching.